to my channel. So today's video is going to be a highly requested video that I get on my channel, and that is a Drugstore personal makeup starter kit. So I thought I would pull some things together that I think are really affordable, or that are great for a beginner's kit that you might be just quite young, or you might just be starting out in the beauty industry and just want to create your own personal little makeup kit that you think works great and is not too expensive. I have my River Island bag. I don't know if you can get this anymore, but I'm sure they do other ones similar. That I just, if I'm ever going anywhere, it's big enough to sort of keep everything in, and I'm just going to put all my products in here as I go along. So the first thing in a makeup starter kit is a foundation. Now to me, foundation is the most important thing on your makeup look because it's the base, and if the base doesn't look great, then the rest of your face is just not going to look great. So I would suggest either getting a good drugstore foundation that works for you, or investing in a higher end foundation. If you only invest in one thing in your makeup collection, I personally would recommend it to be foundation because base is just so important. So a great drugstore foundation I have found for me, because I love the glowy, radiant, dewy skin look. I do like to have a medium buildable coverage though, especially if I'm going out and stuff like that, is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique foundation. This is great. I absolutely love this. This is like the dewy, radiant version of the True Match foundation, which I know is another really popular one if you like matte finish skin or even satin finish. That would be a great one too. But L'Oreal foundations you can't really go too wrong with. I'm going to do a whole video on how to pick the right foundation for you, and what to look for in store and stuff like that. But yeah, the L'Oreal Lumi Magique foundation, if you are a fan of radiant skin, is a great one. So for the rest of the face base, so for example like your bronzer, blusher and highlighter, you don't want to be going out and spending a lot of money purchasing lots of different products, but you still want them to be really good quality. You want them to be all kind of in one place. So the Sleek Face Form Contouring and Highlighting Kit is just incredible. I have raved about this quite a lot. This is in the shade Light and I absolutely love it. It just looks like this. So you get your bronzer, your highlighter and your blush shade. The blush shade is supposed to be a dupe for the NARS Orgasm, I think. But it's basically just a peachy pink with flecks of like loose gold in there. It just looks really beautiful. I have it on right now. The bronzer is beautiful. It's like the perfect between a warm and a very taupey kind of bronze, so it kind of works for a lot of skin tones. Even if you're sort of medium skin tone, this will be great for you. So if you are one of the people that like to have a matte finish or just to set any oily areas, especially if you're oily skinned on the face, then you may have heard that the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, pressed powder, is incredible for that. Although you can probably tell I really don't use this all that much because my skin is pretty dry, especially this time of year. But it is really good. This one is transparent, so it's 001, and that means it doesn't have any colour to it, so you can apply it over your foundation and it's not going to add coverage or make it look a bit cakey. It's just going to be really nice and transparent and just mattify those areas. So if you are, depending on what budget you have, so eyeshadows would be the next thing I would probably invest in. But I mean, there's so many good drugstore ones out there, you really don't have to. If you want to, you can save up for them. But saying that, there are some quite affordable, quite expensive ones that I think will work great for starter kits. So my next best friend to that are the Makeup Revolution palettes. And these are quite new to the market. I've had a lot of questions asking where you can get them from. So they are appearing more and more frequently into the super drugstores. So if you have one near you, then go and check it out. But you can also get these online if you don't have one near you at all. So these palettes, there are lots of different ones. So there's more of a mixed sort of autumny winter shade one, which I really love. There's one that's quite a good dupe of the Naked 3 palette, a good dupe of the Naked 2 palette and a Naked 1 palette. So although the pigmentation isn't going to be as fantastic as the Urban Decay, they are really good quality eyeshadows for starter kits. They blend really nice. You do have to build on them, but that's what makes them really great for people starting out in makeup. And they're about £4 a palette, so you really can't go wrong. Take your pick. And I've used them on my eyes today, so yeah, Another great one would be a Inglot palette. Now I know that a lot of you are thinking, is this really Drugstore? Well, the eyeshadows each are £4 to £4.50. So they are, you can afford them if you just build on the palette slowly. And I think it's really, really great to customise a palette when you're starting out in the industry. If you're starting out with a makeup kit, or if you just want a personalised little makeup stash for yourself, it's just a really good one to have because you find colours that fit for you, they're personal, you're not wasting your money on shadows in a palette that you'll probably never use, and yeah, they're better quality. So, you know, altogether I think it cost me £20 for this palette, so if you know, it might be a little bit more, a bit less depending on what you get, but for the 5 palette I think it's a great, you can get any size palette that you want. And you know, if you do it that way, you think, oh, I can't afford this right now, but you might get the palette in one shade, and then every month treat yourself to a new shade, and eventually you have a perfect palette for you. So I got these shades because I like that they could transition into summer and into spring and then into autumn with the deep reds and the bronzers, that kind of thing. But again, get what works for you. There are lots to choose from, and it's just a really nice alternative to a Drugstore palette. So for brows, I would definitely recommend the Sleek Brow Stylist. I've lost the lid for this, but basically it's just a waxy pencil that comes with the actual pencil wax bit on the end and then a spoolie on the other end. I love this because it works wonders. You can get different shades. This is dark. And yeah, it's fantastic. I think that they're not too warm in any aspect. They're quite ashy, which I love because I hate having too warm brows. And the spoolie is really good and stiff to really brush them into place. For eyeliner, I would recommend the Topshop Magic Liner. This is a little bit more on the pricey side for Drugstore, but there are cheaper ones out there. You can get little Maybelline gel pot, and it comes with a brush, which is just as good, but I find that it can dry out. Whereas with the pen liner, I just find that it's so dense and stiff. The formula is really, really great. It's really dark, and the bonus is when this does run out, you can use this and dip it into a gel pot to keep using the nib if it works for you. So yeah, I like this, and it's really handy as well. You can just pop it in your makeup bag on the go instead of having to take lots of brushes and pots and things like that with you. So for mascara, I have chosen to show the L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes So Couture mascara. L'Oreal are really, really good when it comes to mascaras, as well as other drugstore brands, because they do deals all the time. So, you know, you can get 2 for 1, or buy one get one half price, or 2 for £15 deal, which just saves you money. And because mascara is a purchase that you have to refresh regularly, it's good to get one that's in the drugstore. I always buy drugstore mascaras. I rarely spend on high-end mascaras just because I don't feel the need in spending money when they're going to run out in like 3 months. So yeah, this one's a really good one. I've been trying this out for the last few months and I'm really impressed. I love the brush that it comes with. I love the formula. It makes my lashes super long, super voluminous, and yeah, I can't go wrong. And it's just that Illuminating Touch Concealer pen. This is kind of like their version of a highlighting concealer, but a bit thicker. It's creamier, I find, and it just does the job. I love the little brush that it comes with that you can apply it with, and I love it. I think it's like £2 or £3. They do 3 or 4 different shades, and this is the shade 2. I have 3 and 1 because I like to be universal, but I use this every day. I even use this sometimes over my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and it's really good. Okay, so for lipsticks, this one's a tricky one because I like to collect lipsticks, if you probably don't already know that. The one I've actually got on my lips right now is the Kate Moss Rimmel collection in number 16. It's a really, really pretty pink shade, which is just great for spring and summer. So it depends what you want to get. I always recommend getting a nude, a red, and then an in-between shade, so like a pink or a coral or anything like that. Then a great deep red, if you wanted to go more into the autumn now and you wanted a deep red, is the Rimmel Kate, again, 107. Just a really nice deep burgundy red, which is going to be beautiful for autumn winter. You can mix this with your nudes to create a mixed shade of nude and autumny. You can also just tap this on the lips to get a stain of colour that's not too intense. If you wanted a bright, vibrant red that's going to last all day, my best bet would be the Rimmel Apocalypse, and this is in the shade Big Bang. And guys, you have no idea how intense this is. It's just the most pigmented lip lacquer ever. So this goes on glossy, it's really creamy, it feels good, it smells incredible, and then it will set to a more satin matte finish but with a bit of a gloss. This is why I love these, and they come in a variety of shades, but this being the brightest and the best. Okay, so for brushes, my drugstore favourites are as follows. For foundation, I really like the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I think this is a grand brush for applying foundation. It's just very dense, but at the same time it's quite squished, so you can not only use it for foundation, but you can use it for contour, you can use it under your eyes, anything like that. This brush works as a very good multitask brush. So Expert Face Brush, really like that one. For all things bronzer, blusher, highlighter, I really like the blush brush from Real Techniques. This one's more of a big fluffy tapered brush. It's not as big as their powder brush, but I like the fact again it's tapered. So if you really wanted to get into your contour and blend everything out, you can. You can apply blush and just go pretty crazy with this. I love it. Okay, so for concealer and for pinpointing highlighter or anything like that, I really like the contour brush. Again, you can contour with it. It's just a good, I love that the Real Techniques brushes are very multi-purpose, so you can use them for lots of different things, and that's where your money is going to be saved. So I love this one. Okay, so I don't know if you want to class Zoeva as a drugstore brand, but it's definitely way more affordable than things like MAC or any high-end brands. So I really like this one from Zoeva, and it's the 231 crease brush, petite crease brush. It's really tapered. It's great for in the crease or underneath the eye as well, and I like this. So also from Zoeva is the 227 Luxe Soft Definer Blending Brush. This is exactly the same pretty much as the 217 from MAC, but better. So believe the hype, because I want to buy so many more of these. I love this. I've got this eye mats and it's been my best friend ever since. So this is a great one for your collection. The last thing I would always say to add to your makeup collection if you're just starting out is a hand sanitizer. Obviously it's not a makeup product, but it is really good for sanitizing your hands, your area that you're in, and things like that before you apply makeup, just to save any bacteria and everything transferring onto your skin, because you don't want to break out or ruin other products. So just having a little handy sanitizer on hand is a good one to have in your kit. So that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed the twist of it. I hope you enjoyed my collection. If you have any other recommendations for any of the product alternatives, then please leave them down below. Of course, there are many different types of drugstore products on the high street, so yeah, go crazy with it. Just go and find what works for you. I have, as I mentioned before, got a mini series coming out just talking about different topics, foundations, concealers, etc. What's best, what you had to look for, you know, how to test them, and that kind of thing. And hopefully that will also help you collect bits and bobs to your makeup collection. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.